Imagine a being so feared, so powerful, that his very name strikes terror across the galaxy. Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith, enforcer of the Emperor's will, was once thought invincible, a force of nature beyond reproach. But what if the greatest villain in Star Wars wasn't just a man shrouded in black armor, but a prisoner, trapped in his own body, tormented by unrelenting pain? This is the story of Darth Vader's suffering. His physical wounds, yes, but more importantly, his emotional and psychological wounds, injuries so deep that not even the most advanced medical technologies in the galaxy could heal them. So if bacta is the miracle cure we've seen work time and time again, from Luke Skywalker to Din Djarin, why didn't it work for Darth Vader? What if I told you that the answer isn't just about his body, it's about his mind, his connection to the dark side, and the personal choice he made to live in pain? To truly understand Vader's choice, we need to start with the most obvious question. Why didn't he heal? The moment Darth Vader was forged in the fires of Mustafar, his body became a prison, and despite the galaxy's most advanced medical technology, the one thing that couldn't save him was bacta. Bacta, a medical miracle in the Star Wars universe, is a substance we've seen save lives across the galaxy. For many, it's the go-to solution for nearly any injury, an organic fluid that accelerates the body's natural healing processes. While bacta healed Luke Skywalker after his near-fatal encounter with the Wampa on Hoth, and restored Boba Fett after his escape from the Sarlacc on Tatooine, for Vader, it was merely a stopgap, a fleeting relief that could never undo the irreversible damage. But bacta has its limits. Contrary to popular belief, bacta doesn't magically heal the body. It simply speeds up the natural healing process. It's a tool, a powerful one, but it relies on the body's inherent ability to repair itself. For injuries like cuts, bruises, burns, and even hypothermia, bacta can work wonders, but for more complex injuries, it only does so much. Bacta, while a medical miracle for most, was never enough for Vader. To understand why, we have to look back at the moment his fate was sealed, Mustafar. It was there that his true suffering began. The duel on Mustafar between him and Obi-Wan Kenobi didn't just leave him physically broken, it left him in a state that bacta couldn't easily fix. Third-degree burns covered his entire body. His limbs severed were replaced with cybernetics. His lungs were so badly damaged that he required a respirator just to survive. But those injuries were only the beginning of his torment. The burns from the molten lava of Mustafar caused his flesh to die, essentially turning his body into scar tissue. And while scar tissue can heal in certain cases, Vader's case was different. His wounds were too deep, too severe. The skin that had been burned could no longer regenerate on its own, and bacta, no matter how powerful, could do nothing to bring it back. His skin, his flesh, was beyond repair. This is the crux of why bacta could never truly heal Darth Vader. When tissue is dead and limbs are gone, bacta simply can't help. Bacta only provided a temporary relief from his physical torment, and his body wasn't the only thing beyond repair. While the bacta tank in his fortress on Mustafar offered fleeting relief from the crushing weight of his armor, it couldn't touch the deeper scars, the ones that haunted him every time he was left alone with his thoughts. Yet, despite knowing that bacta couldn't fully heal him, Vader continued to use it. Why? The answer lies not just in his body, but in his mind. When Vader entered the bacta tank, free from the constraints of his suit, he was vulnerable, not just physically, but emotionally. It was in these moments, submerged in the tank's healing fluid, that Vader would meditate. He would connect with the Force, but there was a danger to these meditations, a danger not of physical harm, but of mental anguish. In those quiet moments submerged in bacta, his thoughts always drifted to Padme, the woman he loved, the woman he killed. Every time he tried to meditate, the pain of his past overwhelmed him. His suffering wasn't just physical, it was the weight of every choice, every betrayal, every failure. The memory of Obi-Wan Kenobi, his former mentor, and the Jedi Order he betrayed tormented him. His mind would drift back to his time as Anakin Skywalker, the person he once was, and the person he could never be again. Yet despite the mental anguish the bacta tank brought him, Vader never sought a more complete medical solution. Why? It wasn't just his physical injuries that kept him from healing, it was his relationship with pain. For Vader, pain wasn't just something to endure, it was something he embraced, a tool to strengthen his connection to the dark side. But why didn't Vader seek full medical treatment? Why didn't he demand more from the Emperor, who could have easily provided him with the most advanced medical care in the galaxy? The answer is as much about philosophy as it is about physiology. Vader chose pain. He embraced it. Pain was a tool that fueled his connection to the dark side. The dark side thrives on negative emotions, hatred, anger, suffering, and for Vader, the constant physical pain he endured only strengthened his bond with the Force. If he were to heal, if he were to be free from that pain, he feared it might weaken him, make him less powerful. For Vader, pain wasn't just a symptom of his injuries, it was a driving force. The Sith philosophy taught him that suffering was power, that by embracing pain he could tap into the darkest depths of the Force. To heal, he feared, would mean abandoning the very source of his strength. Vader refused upgrades to his suit, even though better technology was available, believing it made him more powerful. But his relationship with pain extended even deeper into the Force itself. It wasn't just technology that failed him. Even the dark side, which fueled his power, couldn't fully heal his broken body. There's also another dimension to Vader's inability to heal, his relationship with the Force itself. In the Legends novel Shadows of the Empire, we learn that Vader did attempt to use the dark side to heal his injuries, and for a brief moment it worked. He focused on his hatred for Obi-Wan Kenobi, channeling his rage into a deep meditation, and slowly, his damaged tissue began to repair itself. For a fleeting moment, Vader felt hope. He looked down and saw the healing take place. But then something happened. In that moment of healing, Vader felt joy, a light side emotion. That joy broke his focus on the dark side, and the healing stopped. Once again, Vader was forced to confront the reality that his connection to the dark side, while it made him powerful, also prevented him from fully healing. Each time he tried to heal through the dark side, he failed. The power he drew from his suffering also kept him trapped in it. So why couldn't Darth Vader heal? It wasn't just his body that was broken, it was the cost of power itself. While the answer is not just about the limitations of bacta or the severity of his injuries, it's about his choice to live in pain, to use that pain to fuel his power in the dark side. It's about the mental toll of his past and the emotional wounds that never fully healed. And it's about the paradox of the Force, that the dark side, while giving him immense strength, also kept him trapped in his suffering. In the end, the true battle wasn't against Obi-Wan or Luke, it was the internal war raging within himself. The cost of power, it seems, is never without sacrifice, and for Darth Vader, that sacrifice was his very soul. And perhaps deep down, Vader knew that to heal his body, he would have to heal his soul first. But for a Sith Lord, to heal would mean to relinquish the very thing that made him powerful. But was Vader's power truly worth the price of his humanity? In the end, the Dark Lord may have mastered the Force, but it was his own torment that kept him bound in chains. If you find Darth Vader's story of pain and power as captivating as we do, don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth explorations into Star Wars lore. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Vader's suffering was the key to his strength, or was it his greatest weakness? And as always, let us know which Star Wars stories you'd like us to uncover in future videos. Until next time, may the dark side be with you.